Okay, so second tanking run for FLETCH, and we're in the Botanica. I'm going to show the initial trash clear between here and the first boss without much speeding up. It's not much to speak about. First couple of mobs here are just melee mobs, and just tag them in the usual way. They're not doing anything special at all, but there are some mobs here that require understanding and special treatment, so we'll look at them. Okay, we do have these Tempest Forge protectors, which are like the arcane constructs we've seen elsewhere, same kind of thing, golem-like thing. I wait for this to come because I don't want to pull the two mobs behind him. This is the same group that we did the Mechanar with. We went straight into Botanica. Everybody enjoyed that one, even that paladin. He kept hitting the floor. So more this standard mobs, there's nothing clever about them at all. This run and all the other runs of Dungeons of Tempest are designed to train you for some of the mechanics you're going to see elsewhere in the game, and certainly the mobs of Tempest keep in the eye. So I do a pull backwards because you get these patrols, so that's a mechanic that exists in the eye, a vital mechanic that you pull the groups backwards into the prior room so the patrols don't turn up while you're fighting and wipe your raid. Well, this is kind of getting you ready for that. Looks like they do a spell reflect as well. I just saw that Incinerate fly back at the Warlock. So this Tempest Forge protectors patrolling. Now here we've got Green Wardens and Menders. They're equally dangerous. The Menders are going to heal, the Green Wardens are going to poison people. So I'd skull a Green Warden, I think, but you do need to get the Menders down to stop them from healing the other mobs. They're going down pretty quick with this group. We got the Protector patrolled back. I thought someone had pulled it first, but he patrolled back and we had to deal with him on the spot, but I got him, picked him up quick.
I was back here, so...
We've got to go through all these rooms, and there's just more of these same mobs here. Same kind of deal. The important thing is here is that you pull them carefully. So for Warrior, it's, you know, wait for that patrol. You don't need the extra mob. He's actually going to patrol ahead of where they are, so I'll be able to pick him up on his own. Just let him walk towards it. You know, you don't need to be in a hurry. Just let him walk towards you. The totems are going to pull him, probably. I'll have a shim and pull them up. There you are. Picked him up, got him back. Now we can deal with this one. So I'm shooting that mob. I'm going to clout him once and then move to the others. Nuke down the... And look, they're sticking to the mark this time. So we can see how these groups are. In the room ahead we've got some hawks with a keeper. They're the only different thing in this little run towards the boss. And again, they're there to show you you're going to get lots of groups of these things in both. Well, actually, you see them in not only in Tempest Keep, but also in Zuluman. Tricky for a warrior this, that's a lot of mobs. All you can do is charge in, thunderclap, and hope you can keep some of them. There's a thunderclap, but you see my group will immediately start trying to do as much AoE damage as they can, and it's one seed of corruption, and these things want to ask my warlock here to show his papers. There they go. So all you can do is run around, chase after them, try and taunt a few, devastate, 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 the usual thing. But they've gone down, we all lived, and so on we go. So now we've got this bridge here in Botanica. We've got guards here, and we've got a patrolling protector. Ideally you wait for him to come up all the way, or as far as he can, and then pull him separately from the two warders there. Careful of line of sight, you won't be able to cast anything or shoot him until he's over the hump of that bridge, but he comes all the way up to the end, and we can get him. Engage him there. These guys I'm just going to run in on. Skull one, so... Oh no, I do pull them back. Gunshot missed. That's healing aggro off the second one. And now we're coming up to the approach to the first boss here. So very nearly a wipe there on those hawks, but me and that paladin managed to keep it together and get through there. So we're coming in upon the first boss, who is Commander Sarannis, and we'll see what she's got for us in a sec. So what happened now is our shaman was up and wanted to resurrect, and instead of pressing his resurrect button, he pressed astral recall and halved back to Shat. So now we've got to go outside. Somebody back! Oh my goodness. Okay then, so here we go with Commander Sarannis. Absolutely nothing special at all. This is a tank and spank, and at some point she'll summon up some adds to help defend her. Normally you just nuke her down and finish up the ads when she's dead, and that is exactly what we do. And there are the ads. They all weigh in. I start to take much more damage, but it's not a problem. We take care of business right here. So that is trash and the first boss, and we're going to rush through all the trash, speed through all the trash going ahead from here. A lot of it's very much alike, so we make our way through to the next boss. Here with these mobs you gotta be careful, they're throwing down poison clouds on the ground, you gotta move out of it. Like anything else, if you see anything on the ground it's causing damage, move out of it. And we're going to go up this left hand side to avoid pulling everything. Here we go again. We've got I think we get a poison cloud here, do we? We just hold them there in the corner. And we're running off up here. Another non-elite mob pack. No trouble at all. And we're into already pulling the trash that's guarding the second boss. The patrol that's protecting. Now I'm going to go in and we're going to pull High-Botanist Freywinn. Nothing particularly special about this one, except that he's gonna go into tree form at some point, and when he goes into tree form he's immune to all attacks, and he will summon up lashes, and the lashes are going to attack everybody. They usually like to head for healer straight away. You got to get the lashes down. Once you get the lashes down, he comes out with tree form and you can carry on. If you're really slow about this, he may go into tree form twice, but it's been a long time since I ever saw that. So there you are. There you can see the tree form, and all these lashes turn up. See, I thought about that one. It was better for the paladin who needed on it than for me. So here we're going to run through all this trash again on our way to Thorngrin the Tender. Thorngrin the Tender is a demon, and I don't think he fits all that well in this particular dungeon. Here the only thing to say about the trash is you'll see them channeling. They're getting a buff from the channeling, which increases their damage output. Hell of a lot worse in heroic, I might add that. You cannot attack them in heroic when they've got this buff, but here in normal you can do so. They'll do more damage, but it's not too painful. When we go into this room, we'll pull these on the basis that when they're not channeling the buff, we'll pull them. So you see, it goes down. Alright, you don't really notice that it's doing more damage, and it's the same for all of them really. I waited there till these two had stopped channeling and then pulled them over. So same thing all the way through to the boss. Okay, so Thorngrin The Tender is a demon. Tank and Spank, I'll move him away from the group. His painful abilities are he does a hellfire you've got to run out of, and he will place one random raid member in chains. They need healing through that. You cannot break. He puts them on an altar for sacrifice, and it's like the chains in Karazhan. So there you can see is the hellfire damage. Got to get out of that. And great, then I pick him up again. He's put someone on sacrifice, not sure who it is. They're going to need to be healed through it unless it's the healer. And it was Zort. Sorry Zort, but she didn't die. She's back in healing her, so heals herself first and then gets a few heals off with the Healy Beam. And he's down, so absolutely no problem whatsoever, that guy. And now we're going to clear what can be some tricky trash on the way to the next boss. So here what you're going to get, and pay attention to this, one of the first times you'll ever see Death and Decay. So in the game of WoW, so you can see it on the ground. You need to move out of that because it's pretty painful. But of course, Death and Decay, we have encountered it. You get it on leveling if you happen to go and do Razorfen. That area in Barrens, there's a mob over there that puts Death and Decay down. It's the first time you could see it. At this level, this is the first time you would see it. Prior to Mount Hyjal, where of course one of the bosses in Mount Hyjal, I think it's Rage Winterchill, puts Death and Decay down. Of course that becomes a spell used commonly by Death Knights in Wrath. So, but it is painful in here, so keep out of it. Now we're going to clear through all these feeds to Laj, the fourth boss, Laj, Laj. With a, you know what, in a warrior it's one by one here. That's all you can do. And if you've got mages blizzarding and flame striking and Seed of Corruption going up from warlocks, it's unlikely you'll keep everything on you, but you can try your best. Laj is on the right here as we go in. There he is up on the plinth at the top. And you can see two of the platforms there. Now, when we get to this boss, I'll be tanking him up on his plinth, but he will summon up mobs into those two of the platforms in front of him. They need taking down by the rest of the raid because they're going to heal him otherwise. So you just get them down, go back to him, rinse and repeat. And he teleports back to his platform each time they die, which is kind of annoying. And you have to pick him up again. So, and that's all this boss is. Again, nothing too terribly difficult. left the mobs the second time they wanted to get him down, and he did a whole heck of a lot more damage to me. So that's large. Now we dash on through to the last boss. Big old warp Splinter, a big tree ant. He has all these nonary ads ahead of him. Not sure really why they're there. You know, 1 or 2 seeds of corruption, they're dead. So, Warp Splinter, he is going to do several things. So he does a silence, like a stomp. Periodically, he is going to summon up ads, little tree ads, and they're going to walk very slowly towards him. If they reach him, they're absorbed by him and they heal him back up. You don't want that. When they appear, attack them. Now they will start moving towards and attacking the first thing that hits them, but they won't stop moving towards him unless they are hit. So you got to please keep doing that and get them down. You know, keep knocking them out. Rinse and repeat. See, there's one there, nearly got towards him, then somebody hit him, it didn't get to him, it attacks whoever hits it, and they go down pretty quick and easy, those things. And that was our Botanica run. That was Fletch's first Botanica run. Not too bad at all. So, tank loot in Botanica, were none of which dropped Aras 4. So from the first boss, Commander Sarannis, there's a sword called Revenger. If you've got nothing better than this, you don't need defense. This ain't a bad sword. Stealing life and transferring it to you after all. So that's her. There are 2 items from the second boss, High-Botanist Freywinn. The first is a shield, Aegis of the Sunbird, 27 stamina, 19 defense, and increased shield block value by 29. It's decent. He also drops some boots, some plate boots called Obsidian Clod Stompers. They can be used by a DBS warrior just as much as you as a protection warrior. They got 2 slots, that's the nice thing, so 30 stamina, you don't need the strength bonus, so stacks stamina gems in those slots, so you got a decent pair of tanking boots. And finally, the one thing I did really want from Warp Splinter, the last boss, the War Helm of the Bold, which is of course one of the parts of the warrior dungeon set. Got better since then from Karazhan, but it's not a bad set, that. Is Warcraft Dad?
Oh crap.